The kingdom rests in your hands now. If there is yet any value to believing in something beyond us, prove to me that fantasy has the power to color reality.
What about Mama? When I get to see her? I mean, I saw her fairy form.
Now, onward, O King of a new dawn.
Please tell me I get an outfit of being, you know.
Everyone, he's awake.
How do you guys get here?
Is he all right?
Thank the stars.
Huh. Considering it was we who engaged Amata's gambit, this must be rather humorous to him.
We pulled through, thanks to Neurus. Can't believe he caught us mid-plummet on that busted Skyrunner.
Well, don't leave out Heismay. Wouldn't have expected his wings to be so handy.
Never again.
We're in good shape. Our wounds have already healed. It was all so fast. I'm still a little shocked. True. It's bound to be everyone hoping the best for us below. Like what Luis did. Only the magic working in reverse.
Huh?
What?
Why? Why do you still stand in defiance? What drives such tenacity?
Luis! The world is full of injustice. Not everything you've said is wrong, much as it hurts to admit.
Yet, you would give up because you see no other way. And no future can come from that. We may struggle with fear and anxiety, but we shape our own destiny with our own hands. I have no doubts.
Yes, you're a man who has endured tragedy. It's foolish, I know, all this talk of belief. I know well. That said, if you cast aside all belief, all that remains is to endure a slow death.
As for me, I believe things can change. I have to. Singing and believing aren't so far apart, right? Even then, my songs touched you too. I know they did. After I'd idealized my death more than I ever did my life, thanks to a chance encounter, everything changed for me. Now I can hope for the best, without fearing for the worst. The possibilities are endless. If you ask me, that's what magic is.
Luis, you got all these people who believe in you, because you gave them a shred of hope. And now, you want to crush that hope. Maybe you're the one who's scared. Deep down, you're afraid to admit to yourself, you're the one who's hopeless now.
Luis, the fairies came to live in the Sanctum. But do you know why we chose it? The Elder tribe. We admired the people of humanity. To make our dreams into realities, we have to trust each other. When people do that, that's what makes them so amazing. If you deny the power of trust, if you make the world a place where it can't exist, then you're just plain wrong!
Fools. These false foundations. Who in their right mind could promise such fantasies? I will never let injustice be repeated. Never again!
His aura is entirely different. It's a magla burst. Luis is becoming a human.
Come on then! No choice now. We prove ourselves with all that we are!
Let's go then! This is our final battle!
Again, the world must be shattered, and again it must be rebuilt anew. You will die in tribute to my ideals, Prince.
We will win this. For the sake of our world.
Let's do this.
Follow me!
It's up to you now.
How's this?
That helped.
Thank you.
The world
Closing in on the enemy. I'll take the rear. Take my fullest power.
shall.
It's okay.
Is everyone all right?
Mask of mirth, mask of ire, mask of joy.
Nice!
Interesting.
Strike me if you dare.
There is no
This is
power
just what I need.
in your fantasy.
The rest is
I'll
yours.
do my part.
Everyone is counted. I can do this. Is it if we all work together?
Let's do this!
Beelzebub!
Let's stay calm. Let's go!
Give in to anxiety.
Sweet.
No, for all that we strive for!
Our new world and its
I call upon royal power within.
I shall do. Oh, souls of kings, give me strength. Perhaps I ask for your aid.
You can do this! I will fight with pride. Come forth, royal soul! No, time for some close. Lend me your strength!
I'm counting on you.
One down.
You struggle in vain. Give in to the truth. Your fantasy has no meaning whatsoever. The inequities of the world can only be cleansed if the strong subsume the weak. Now, be a noble sacrifice. Sacrifice yourself to the new age.
What? Is he trying to swallow those people? Wait, they're puppets? I'm sensing deadly magma in the puppets. Attack him before he swallows more!
Let justice prevail! Not this.
Allies, together!
Not this. Night! Is that all?
There is no power in your
I can do this.
Let's stay calm. Let's go! No,
I'm more than
let's set
ready.
it up.
Go!
The puppet's magma's fading!
The Omni counter is gonna be very useful. It's a bit overpowered.
Come.
I think I just might as well keep doing it.
I call upon royal power within its people.
This is the power said to belong to a priestess. I pray you're ready.
Alright.
No, not this. Let us combine our powers.
It's up to you now.
He's not done anything.
My perfect world! Not yet. I refuse. I won't let it end like this. You will be a sacrifice. You will sustain the strong. Oh, weak one. Oh, peon.
His Magla has gone out of control. At this rate, even a man of Luis's mental strength would lose his grip on sanity.
In the end, even he couldn't escape his own anxiety.
Then by his own logic, we've got to put him down. The weak deserve to die. The bastard's own words, yeah?
If he saw a threat in our power, then let us wield it.
You can't just believe in nothing. Nobody can rely on themselves alone. It's a pitiful way to live, and it...
Luis,
Oh, sorry.
You can't just believe in nothing. Nobody can rely on themselves alone. It's a pitiful way to live, and it's time we put an end to it.
Luis, here and now, I will strike you down.
Okay, it's time to do this. Give us our final call to arms.
Come on, everyone. Let's go!
This is our last chance. We come this out. We have to end this here and now. It's strategy.
There is no power in your
Right,
fantasy.
I leave the rest to you.
I got this.
The world of
Light is power.
and its people.
I stand ready.
Let's switch her out with...
I shall disengage.
I won't fail you.
Our new
This is
world.
just what I need.
Let my hand help.
Thanks. My thanks.
The world of all
I love this path.
people shall perish.
Something else.
All right.
You left him wide open.
Behold.
Let's hit
won't
that
hold
you
back.
business.
Die!
Feel true terror. Give in to anxiety.
Yeah, that cost me MP.
Fight a losing battle.
Aura's overpowering. Let's do this together. Making it more than a fight.
That helps us out.
My thanks.
Staying safe.
Ah! Come forth, royal soul.
Basilio.
No, charging in. Maybe not. This is it! Still here?
Why? Why can you not understand my ideals? A world born of fantasy. It must not be.
Dodge, Yuna.
Feel true terror.
Nice big get along, I guess.
Magla's all gathering together.
Damn it. I know what you're thinking.
Cecilia, nice dive.
Oh, power of kings! Slash! Formidable indeed.
I call upon a royal soul. I'll leave this
Leave it to me!
You've got a
Stay
bunch of
insane.
ailments
There
slowing
I
you
go.
down, Captain.
Voices right. Let's make this fun. You're out of here, scum rat. Hey?
I won't hold back! Let's set it up!
Let's get him!
Let's do this!
But why? Why is it still beyond me?
Dawn breaks.
We did it.
Look! He's done it! He's finally beaten Luis!
Does this mean he's won? I'm not dreaming this.
He did it.
There we go.
Not yet.
Oh, come on, Louise.
My ideals. Witness!
Everyone's fighting their fear and anxiety. Nobody knows for sure what's right. And even through all that, the people have declared you king!
We fight for more than justice. Show him our will against his. Show him the fall of his world.
Hold fast to your ideals! 'Tis your sworn duty as king!
You wielded the power of kings. It's time to stop following in their footsteps. Now it's your turn to take your place with them.
Your fantasy is naught but lies!
Come on, Louise, take a break.
What? What's going on?
Even the core.
Now, die!
We know. Fantasy is more than an empty dream. It's a dream. With the power to change the world!
Look at that. The King's archetype.
Damn you!
Shame I can't use it. Bye-bye, Royal Scepter. You will not be missed. Help anyone in need. Oh, that's doing every single quest in the game. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. Finally bested my adversary, Louise, who had become a threat to all mankind. Thankfully, the nightmare of an entire populace transformed into human has been averted. This nation has some hope for a future.
That must be the Lord that governs Utopia in all worthy champions. The hero's archetype.
The king.
The king. I see. At long last, fantasy has become a force that frees people from anxiety. A harbinger of change for a deadlocked reality.
The people have chosen my son. With that, my tremendous gamble hath borne fruit. Thus it is that my duty here draws to a close.
Thank you,
And
Papa.
now, the novel you wrote with such passion will finally begin a new chapter.
Please, I need to see her.
Voice. Is that?
She's been the cat the whole
Could it
time.
be? But how?
While flames swept through the sanctum, I cast a final spell to abandon my body and survive in soul. I became an immaterial being among the fairies. I had to, so I might provide guidance to the child on his most perilous path.
The power of the archetypes. Was that your doing?
No. All I did was awaken them to it. My voice carried the words they needed to hear. That power is no great and rare treasure. It is something that might be grasped by anyone with the will to change the world. And anyone has the power to change the world. Those children proved as much.
Let me see you, Mama.
Now, that boy has grasped the courage of a warrior. All dragons who still roamed the continent have fallen by his hand. For what greater embodiment of the impossible is there than a dragon? And he now possesses the power and will to quell those forces.
I see. Then he is not so weak a child that I must hold his hand. I am truly sorry. I lost all the power I once knew. I saw the sanctum burn. And you. I lost you. Once they took our child from me, all my remaining hope went with him. And so I placed my faith in the royal magic. I believed that if this world would choose him, there would still be hope.
This shall do. That boy's fight, and ours, is finally over. The people no longer need some mystic relic or some lofty magics to soothe their fears. They have found the strength to overcome it within.
Friendship.
Provided they can turn their anxiety into strength and never stop walking toward the unknown, reality will ever change. Their world shall be one full of possibility.
This isn't about the throne anymore. It marks the beginning of a new era, led by those who are truly worthy of the people's trust. Almost the appointed time now. The day is dawning on a new king's reign. And with it, my true passing. However, if I may truly end my life with pride in my boy, and my love at my side, I've no regrets.
It's been a long road to this moment, hasn't it?
It has indeed. But for our son, a new journey now begins.
No, I want to see Mama. Let me see Mama. Dang it! Fuck!
Heed me, all people of the kingdom. Dawn breaks, and the appointed hour hath come.
He speaks. With the announcement of our new king, everything finally ends.
I now settle the long-contested succession to the throne. They who hath gathered the most faith from their subjects amassed. They who hath overcome this fierce contest. The throne's new sovereign, I now reveal. Behold, your new king of your kingdom united.
He certainly did, love. He really did. Oh, I still can't believe it. That boy pulled it off. His Majesty, the new king.
I won't accept it! The new king is Count Luis.
We can't just crown his son after all. That's cheating, that is. Rise up, people! Riot!
Disorderly conduct will not be permitted.
Settle down. The tournament is over. Our new king has been decided, and the royal capital falls under His Majesty's rule. Threaten it, and you shall face the wrath of the crown theocracy's warrior monks.
Bloody fantastic. They really did it.
Quietude descended once again upon the royal capital, and the day of the new king's coronation arrived.
Some days later. I mean, the king needs a queen, right?
Boy, coronation really crept up on us. There's a lot of people in the crowd.
I hope I can do this.
Don't tell me you're nervous. After everything we survived already, stage fright.
Of course. My heart's pounding.
All the same, my heart's pounding out of my chest.
Is it? Nothing you're not used to then. It's just like with the archetypes. Just keep your head high.
It'll be fine. We'll keep the crowd warmed up for you.
Your newfound dignity suits you well, Your Highness. Ah, but I suppose you have outgrown that title. Your Majesty. Yes, that too suits you well.
Her Majesty. I hope I could live up that title to that title.
By the way, saw some of them Senate fat cats hovering about, acting like they've been supporting us from the start, of course. Always on the winning side, eh?
Better than the alternative, no? Especially since we've got some Luis diehards among the people.
I hear that many are concerned about his proficiency with statecraft. To be honest, I'm not so sure myself.
And their concern is justified. It's not as though I swayed the entire kingdom to my idealistic views.
Juna will stand as moderator at the podium. His Majesty will only be asked for a few brief answers. First, the people would know how you aim to lead them. How will you respond to that, Your Majesty?
I'll face any challenge. I'm not sure how I'll rule. We can change the world.
We have the power to change the world. All of us. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'll strive to do my utmost. With all of you at my side.
That's fine. The people have about had it with pompous monologues. Better to say what you mean with determination.
Still, There are a lot of people in the crowd who have never supported you. How are you going to respond to them?
Things won't change overnight. I'll let my work prove my words.
Let my work prove my words. With results, I hope everyone can feel that our future will be brighter.
You went from a nobody to the top seat in the nation. No need to puff up and bluster anymore, what? You'll do fine.
A ruler must only stand tall. The rest is not done alone. We are with you.
Indeed. And we're no strangers to more practical work. Whatever our tasks, I'm sure we can handle them.
Well, it is time to make your first appearance as our king. Let us brace ourselves.
Good luck.
Thanks for always having my back.
Thanks for always having my back.
Well, let's go. To His Majesty, the new king.
I mean, are we not gonna say who will be our queen?
All right, a warm welcome, please. His Majesty, the new king. Your Majesty, you're so young.
Please.
Come on, Tuna.
My king, your subjects would hear how you intend to lead them.
Relax, okay? Take it easy and use your own words.
As a ruler, I've much to learn. I cannot say what I'll accomplish. And yet, I believe the world can change by our hand. And to that end, I will face any odds.
Now, Your Majesty, a few more words. Naturally, some under your rule now supported other people in the race. How do you respond to their voices?
There will be times I let you down. I know that. Only results can prove my intent. But still, even should you oppose your king, you can always believe in your own future. I will make sure of it!
A nation where dreams and fantasies are always in reach will surely be a challenge.
We'll make it happen.
There you go. If you can pull that off, you'll be the finest king we've known. Well then, this is it. Your attention, please.
He just throws the the crown.
Please take the crown with your own.
Nah, I don't. I need a new crown. Yeah, I'm flashy. I like the cape.
Ah, long have I awaited the arrival of this day. This journey has reached its end. He came to know the goodness of a hero's heart, and became the king his people had always hoped for. But as this journey ends, so another begins. I'd like you to watch over him on his path for a little longer yet.
Oh.
1 year has passed since the arrival of the new king.
I'm gonna have Where Are They Now? This is already a hefty long episode. Who knows, maybe I'll... I mean, you guys already know if I separated this video or not.
Hey,
Heard the news? They're finally reopening that mage academy that got closed down.
You don't say. The famous one deep in the Montario Mountains. Really? I'm impressed. It only took them a year.
They've even paved a proper mountain road. And get this, their headmistress is none other than Lady Juna.
What? The songstress?
Well, she is one of the king's 6 partisans. If she
Aww.
managed to help save the world from Luis, I expect she knows a thing or two about magic.
Oh, can't believe I done that.
Sounds like they plan to fully open the magic researcher's findings to the people, too. Quite a turn from when the late Sanctifex banned it.
Makes sense to me. After the clash between His Majesty and Luis last year, everyone knows you don't really need an igniter to use magic.
And that's just today's news. It's surprise after surprise, ever since us church folk got the boot from the palace.
I don't believe it's already been a full year. Only natural that there would still be unrest among the people.
Even the Royal Knights. Their leadership was bound to the church more than anything, and now he's out on his ear too. And replaced by Sir Jaime Noctul, no less.
You believe that? The Royal Knights, led by a Uchief of all things. Though he's one of the 6 partisans himself. When he speaks, everyone listens. No one's about to complain.
Even Parliament now invites citizen representatives to hearings. Strange to think we'd been deaf to the voice of the people until now. It's unbelievable. Compared to the days of the autocrats. How swiftly the times change, eh?
Credit where it's due. I think it's thanks to His young majesty. Remember last year's coronation? Unprecedented, that. Saw heroes of all different tribes celebrating the king's victory. Celebrating among the common folk, even. They tell me some of the younger aristocrats have taken to calling it the Great Reconciliation. It really is a tragedy, what happened to his father, the king. But considering how his sons turned out, I hope he's at peace.
Indeed. Yet the real test is still to come. The first year has seen a lot of good, but we've still got our share of problems.
People are smiling more now, but smiles won't solve the multitude of problems we still face.
Speaking of His Majesty, I've also heard some folks saying they've seen a boy wandering around these parts who looks just like him. You don't suppose?
Yeah, I just kind of felt bored being in the chambers and that kind of stuff, so I just decided to do my own adventuring. Still use my archetype powers.
Ah, can't be. Without his escorts? Besides, what business would a king have in this place?
Suppose you're right.
That's funny.
Mountains upon mountains of appeals from the people. How many days will this take to sort?
After all the trouble you took to flee politics. And somehow you're now the preeminent ladyship of your house. Such is fate.
Despite everything, this year has passed in surprising peace, hasn't it? Honestly, with the royal scepter disappearing like that, I feared more dissent.
Perhaps after Luis, they swore they could never let that happen again. Either way, more and more are dealing with conflicts calmly and openly. Promising.
It promises that I'll have an eternally cluttered desk.
Here, Your Majesty. I've brought in the next load. And there we go. Not half bad, right? Hey! Isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
All this decoration doesn't suit me. How'd Luis and Forden put up with all this damn finery? Your Majesty? Are you here? Juna's back from her inspection.
Apologies, Troll. I'll look for him now.
Wait! I'm coming with you! Oh, good grief. Some things never change. Not that they should.
I'd say life has changed plenty for us. Yet somehow our captain's same as he ever was.
So like I said, I'm bored.
And then, well, I might have got a bit too fresh with them stuck-up Sanctists. But those bloody church folk been looking down on us for years, you know? Still, it was other Sanctists what stepped in to keep things peaceable too. I reckon they're not all bad. Guess me cogs turning. They lost both their Santifex and the Saint Lady last year. Got their own struggles, I expect.
As authority weakens, power falls to the hands of those who have never wielded it. We must ensure it does not corrupt and give rise to new conflict.
Not like it excuses all of them or makes me want to go up and shake a Sanctor's hand, but you really put some perspective on it.
You'll come to understand them.
I believe you'll come to understand them.
You know what, lad? You're all right. You ever need some good, honest work? I'll get you squared, eh?
I got to see more optimism in the world. Still, it will take more than that to effect true change.
I should have known you'd be wandering around without your escorts again. How is it, being able to hear the city's honest thoughts? If you told them you're the king, it'd knock them sideways. Sorry you ended up coming all this way. Maria's actually out on an errand right now.
I'll wait until she comes back.
I suppose I'll wait until she comes back.
You sure? That girl always ends up on detours. No telling how long she'll be. Either way, best keep your head down. You know what happens when you're too obvious about this. Sooner or later, the Lady Captain of the Royal Guard...
Oh, there you are! I knew we'd find you here, for crying out loud!
Phew. So you were here.
Please tell me I can use these outfits.
Speak of the devil.
Let us return, your majesty. And I thought I had informed you that Juno would be back from her expedition today.
I'll go back
I
soon.
have a few stops left in the city, though.
You do know I practically sprinted out the gates to find you. To settled, I shall come with you on every excursion.
Not dressed like that, you won't. You know how we like snooping around, inconspicuously.
Point taken.
He'll be fine. His Majesty is not about to fall prey to some alleyway scoundrel, surely. Right, your Majesty. If you see Maria about, do slow down for a chat. She'll be shattered if she finds out she just missed you.
Fine. Now, your majesty, once your business here is finished, please make sure you return to the palace with all swiftness.
Alright.
Alright.
Maria, where are you?
Let's go.
This reminds me of the first time Maria went missing. It's so long ago now. She might be praying in the cathedral just like back then. Before heading to the Grand Cathedral, why not talk to everyone else first? They're all in the royal capital to prepare for the new year, so let's find them. Yeah, I'll just save here. Please tell me.
What now?
No, let me God dang it. Well, at least I could change. So that means everybody has their own new uniforms? Increase the narcotic stat bonus by... Okay. Wait, that's new. Increase the narcotic status bonus by +3 while challenging it. Any of them! That's a bit broken. Do you think? Whoa! Definitely gonna have to continue on to see what everybody has to go through. Alright. Hulkenberg.
Come now.
When you finish your business outside of the palace, please promise you will return to resume your duties, Your Majesty. If you take this as my pressuring you not to venture out, that's not at all. Only that, as captain of the royal guard, I must know your whereabouts at all times. Wow, the formality. Sounds awfully formal there, Oldenburg. Well, that is, think of your station. How else would the knight's captain address the land's king? To be familiar would set a poor example. Imagine the scandalized faces of the rank and file guard. That's it. Not a day goes by that I don't reflect on our travels, now only a year past. I owe regaining my pride as a knight to that journey. I was but a wanderer searching in vain for the prince, and it was through you I learned he yet lived. And in the end, it was your ascent to the throne I supported.
And so?
I never tire of the faces that the younger guards make when I tell them of the time you acted as witness to my duel. Ah, Ruthane. And you mean your duel with Ruthane? Yes, thanks to you, I was able to face him with eyes forward and put my past behind me. I'm pleased to say the knights of today are nothing like what they were under Ruthane's command. Soldiers take up the sword not for those in power, but for the people. And as the champion of the people yourself, we will do all in our power to protect you as our king.
Well,
you do not make it easy by sneaking out of the palace, you do, though I suspect the soldiers are getting used to your chaotic tendencies. They know they protect not just a king, but a ruler who stands beside his people and hears their voices in clarion truth. I will protect you with my life, as I always endeavored to do, your majesty. Only let me stay by your side to do so.
What do you want to do?
So the people we want to talk to, but did you want to go see Maria now? We're not done yet, no. We're not done yet.
Alright then. Where to?
I assume everybody's here.
You don't see.
I want to check on everybody. Alright, let's see who's here. Alonso! There's Basilio. And Heinz May. So there's 3.
Pleasure to see you.
Why, hello, your majesty. It's only been a year since your coronation, but I see you've come quite an apt of sneaking away from your palatial duties. Under constant fire from knaves of all trades, con artists and critiques alike, your opening act has been rather tumultuous, no? I hadn't noticed. Oh, has it? I hadn't noticed. How kingly an answer. Never missing an opportunity to display how capable you are. Commendable. Besides, most of those agitators are the kind of scum that stirs the pot in hopes they might benefit from the country's turmoil. Nothing I could handle, of course. All in a day's work for the royal adjutant to the Citizens' Council. Quite an ally I've made, I should hope. Hey. I wonder if my mother would be the slightest bit proud to see who I've become. That I'm doing my damnest to use my talents for good, as I always should have. So she would. There's no doubt in my mind. I hope so. I was such a problem child. I'd like to make this a country where honest folk like my mother can be happy.
Now that you mention it.
And that reminds me, do you remember Daturam, my hometown's landowner? He told me to send you his regards. He since confessed his crimes and is awaiting trial. You are the one who awakened his conscience. It makes sense, doesn't it? You've proven your ideals to be true. That's why the country is doing so well. There's nothing more to it.
Thank you.
I'm hardly qualified to speak of pride, but if this country has one, it's you. I am proud to be among its people. Perhaps under your rule, the day will come that even we, Nydia, can walk about freely in our true forms. You're curious of what I look like in my true form? I'd be happy to oblige, but let's say that for another time, shall we? I've seen Juna's, so I'm keen to see yours. Heinz May!
Oh.
Well, I see our king is out on some personal business, eh? I believe Huckleberry was searching for you, but I suppose it's none of my business who come and goes. I'm on break myself. Only try not to frustrate your royal guards overmuch. They'll take their duties quite seriously, much like their captain. Ah, who am I kidding? A knight who smiles is surely a myth. That's become clear to me since becoming titled. What could be more bizarre? You chief outcast who wants a wanted criminal with a bounty on his head, make knight commander. There was of course some opposition at first, but the more heart-to-heart talks I've had, the more accepting they've become, albeit gradually.
An outcast became king too. They didn't even look further than the outcast who became the king.
True.
Indeed, you face no shortage of the persecution. And look at you now. Grand titles and posts across the nation are no different, spread across all the tribes. I've realized over the past year just how much a nation is defined by its people. No matter how great a king, he alone does not a country make.
However,
Yet he stands for those very people as symbol and representative. That the king and those around him are a fixed mixed tribes. It has already caused a great shift in sentiment, even for those in the rural villages.
You mean your hometown? You speak of your hometown?
yes.
Yes, indeed. They had shut themselves away and now they actively engage with other villages. Your coronation inspired that village to greater heights. It would prove that barriers can be broken and not even they could take the first step. New winds are blowing in every corner of this country. I'll have to make another... Oh, so I apologize. Oh my god. I'll have to make another trip back home with my son to see the changes for myself soon enough. Someday, I hope distant generations will grow up only knowing conflict born of tribal differences from history
We
books.
shall.
I have a ways to go before that day comes, but until it does, let us forge the path toward it, Your Majesty.
Basilio. Hey, expecting again? Seems a right pain to me, but I appreciate you going to all the effort. Making your rounds, Basilio. Making your rounds, Basilio. Yeah, Captain of the Trading Brigade reported in. And I'm pleased to report that there's nothing to report. Your Majesty, so I'm taking a break. Bit of a mouthful, innit? Still not used to calling myself a captain besides. We've been taking in some survivors from Louis' troops, you know. But don't worry, I've got two eyes on him even when I ain't looking. Way I see it, they weren't the ones trying to make the world worse. Just got to show him how power is supposed to be used, yeah. We owe it to ya that there's less discrimination in the city these days. Fear of you turning up to a life of crime to make ends meet. If Del could see the Grand Dad today, his eyes would bug out. And not just Del, a lot of the guys who didn't make it. Binka. I take it you mean Binka.
Yeah.
You remember him? Those damn experiments trapped in Avengers he couldn't see past. But I feel like even he might smile seeing what I'm up to now. We built this piece with a lot of blood and tears. So I say those of us who made it this far owe it to all of them what didn't to protect it. Maybe I've got nothing to report today, but it's not like it's not like bad people just stopping being bad because you're king now.
You.
You've been through a lot though, so thanks for not giving up on us. Or the world for that matter. You spot any trouble that I didn't spot first, you just point me at it, I'll solve it quick like. Everybody has gone through long ways. Let's see who else is around here. I want to see how Brigitta's doing. I guess they could have gone some, outfits with certain characters here. There is! I see you fixed our gauntlet runner. And you have not changed your outfit. Oh, what brings His Royal Majesty here? Come to feel the wind of your face too, have you? I know where it is. I have the fancy old title of Chief Engineer of the Kingdom's Infrastructure Development Bureau, and I can research as I please now. But something's missing.
So I threw off that stuffy old uniform and came to guys upon the runner in the way I do. Take your job seriously, please.
Wait.
Nearest, maybe if you took your job a little bit more seriously. I am. The research part at least. But you must feel it too, eh? The sudden urge to take the runner into the sky and leave all your cares on the ground below. Now that I'm gratefully for that gracious title you've given to a man who used to skulk about, modifying gauntlet runners. You haven't seen anything yet. Why, one day I'll invent a teleportation device that will deliver fresh fish straight from Oceania to your palatial plates. It would change the world, wouldn't you say? I'm just a bit stuck at the beginning on the development. And it's times like these I need a stimulation of the mind. Do you have anything that might do the trick? Do I spell another relic hunt? Are you going to send me on another relic hunt? Don't pretend you didn't enjoy it. Every time you pop back in with one, I remember how I could hardly contain my excitement. I do so miss traveling like that. Even if the relic themselves were better off left untouched, they become the guiding principles of my research, you know. Convenience is important, but one must consider safety and the effects it might have on the world. An engineer who dumps a burden on the future generations is no engineer at all. Still, it's not small feat to design with a perfect balance of safe and revolutionary. Even I struggle with it. I am badly genius. And I knew it. What I need is stimulation, Your Majesty. You know, like the soul-shaking speed and quiver of a drive engine. You'll let me know if you ever want to go out for a spin, won't you? Aren't you old girl sparkling clean and always ready for takeoff? I'll surely take on that offer.
All right now.
Juna! How you doing?
Wait a sec.
Wait a second, is that the cat from the academia? If that place was was made of magic, how is it here in real life? To say nothing of how he could have survived in a deserted ruin buried in the snow. That shouldn't be possible, right? I just think he's cute.
That's a good kitty.
And yeah, he never stopped being looking cute. It doesn't bother you at all? You sure are something else. If memory serves, the last king did build himself a study in the Mage Academy. Do you think the Academia was styled after that, maybe? I wonder what His Majesty... What more felt when he put this little guy in the Academia? The cat tends himself quietly, utterly impartial to us. I'm pretty sure the cat is more... like it's part of him. Like how the fairies is part of our mother. I'm pretty sure that's like the reason there.
My king.
Juna, gorgeous. How you? I like your new look. Oh, there you are, Phantom. Heard you were in town, so I decided to see if we might cross paths. I've so much to tell you about my inspections. I'm afraid you'll need to clear your diet for me soon. Bring any souvenirs? Did you bring me back any souvenirs?
Gosh.
Let's just focus on the report. Don't worry, I'll give you just the gist for gist. Firstly, the Mage Academy's reconstruction is going swimmingly. Repairs in full swing and we're already processing admissions. I must say, I'm still surprised you appointed me of all people to the Academy headmistress. I was rather looking forward to going back on tour as a Sontress. I shall introduce you to my furry little friend. I scooped him up in the Academy of all places. During the reconstruction, they stumbled on the little kind, some kind of observation supposedly used by a king long ago. Considering the igniter around his neck, I'm sure he was being taken care of. I mean, there's no way a cat could survive alone in that cold, could he?
So...
Regardless, our mysterious kitty is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Academia. All that knowledge was lost when it fell, so we're starting from scratch. It may even be hiding secrets as big as the Dragon Temple of Sanctum. Oh, I'm keeping the cat. It feels like fate, you know.
Speaking of which...
And speaking of fate, on my way back I met up with Myrtis. She's well, I trust.
Now we're talking.
She's been keeping well, I hope.
Yeah.
More than well. Her throat has been fine, and she's fairly a prominent singer about town now. We both just kept soaring to new heights. Her in music and me come face to face with magic again.
Hey.
Surely remember, music was the first magic born in this world, yes? When the heart expresses itself through music, it moves the hearts of others. And when they make hearts swell, why, there's no end to the magic. So just you watch. With music and magic at my side, I'm going to change the world. I will equal opportunity to hone their talents at the Mage Academy. Our doors are open to all. It's what my sister would have wanted. And if it makes the world a better place, why isn't that just grand?
Magic.
Rella taught me that magic is more than a tool. It's in all of us, deep in our hearts. I'm glad I've made... Well, the main character did that.
Alright then.
Brigida! Oh! You!
Hey! What's the word, Your Majesty? One question, if I may. When are you gonna lower the booze price in this country? I'm only kidding ya. I haven't felt much like drinking till I've backed out so often anymore. After I entered the tournament, I really went through some stuff. I was acting a fool on the world stage. And to you too. I'm grateful, you know. Can't speak for the rest of the country, but I've done right as Bias and Parapus. We got better than we ever did. Some chuckleheads out there still take their aggression out on us, but they're just venting probably. I'm sure you'll do something soon enough.
Glad you're doing well. Brigida! The king himself, are browsing the shops. Perhaps I need to draft up a royal certificate of appointment to the world where you supply goods to the royal family. You're embarrassing me. Any recommendations? Any you recommend? One ignite in particular, in fact, though I'm afraid we're all sold out of it at the moment. The igniter I've made at the children's request, the one that's light up with rainbow colors, is selling startlingly well. The store was packed with families and children. I now hold a position where I control the distribution of all manner of goods throughout the kingdom as the head of the Igniter consortium. I can't help but think that if I had been in the position sooner than the church violence, the tragedy of that village could have been prevented. It wasn't your fault. There was nothing you could have done at the moment, Brigida. I know that I only rose to the position once you became king and shed light on what lurked in the shadows of this country, though you can't take full credit, as it were. I was nominated for my new position by my colleagues. Our new king has changed this country for the better. However, as a former arms dealer, it would be a knave to think all the weapons can ever be disappeared from the world. It's all more reason I hope that the reasons for people to wield them continue to decline. To that end, I'll continue doing all that I possibly can, with all that I am, just as you do.
Speaking of...
Ah yes, do you remember my dog? I found the ones who took her. Naturally, I considered ending their lives. But there she was, sitting beside them. Eventually, they could not bring themselves to harm such a sweet creature, so they decided to keep her instead. I had no choice but to spare their lives. I couldn't subject a gentle dog to the atrocities I'd commit in her name. You should come play with her sometime. I'm sure she remembers you. Aw, she's still alive. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy that dog is alive. Yufa!
Greetings.
Working hard as ever, Phantom. Were you going about town and listening what the people have to say? Myself, I've just come from the Crown Court, where I've been consulting with the people about their grievance and disputes as Chief Magistrate. Shouldn't you delegate that? Our court has the time for that?
Well.
Our court is taking on common grievances?
Yes, of course.
In the past, we were busy with cases of violence and theft, but those have decreased remarkably. As you undoubtedly aware, in the past many citizens were sentenced to hang without so much as a trial. I'm pleased to report things are different now. Anyone regardless of race or status can tell their side of the story in court and be judged equally and fairly. It just goes to show anything is possible, even for a priestess to become a chief magistrate. And my brother's making great strides as village chief. He rather hated the role before, but he's truly found his calling, I think.
The reason is...
As I said, no one knows what the future holds, and so the more reason I try to guide people to good choices. I want to live in a society that practices kindness, where those who suffer need not turn to crime, and so I practice what I preach.
Now that you mention it.
The other day I went to visit Ovi's church to inquire with those who are sick there about how the kingdom can be more accessible to them. How is Ovi? Was Ovi doing well? Yes, we practiced dancing together, and then we showed her mother. All of them are ready to ease into working again. Hearing them made me reflect on all the people who still need our help. Until now, the only hope those help had was with God. I want to fight for them to have options on the laws and systems that they can rely on in addition to higher power. A country where all tribes with all their values can join hands in harmony. That's what we need. You aim to achieve that too, yes, Your Majesty? I hope you'll allow me to keep walking alongside you in this. Of course. Can I crown you queen? I mean, if she takes care of the court, I mean, she could be my judge, my judge, jury, and executioner. Except the whole executioner part, obviously.
All right then.
All right, who am I missing? I'm missing Stroll, Katharina, and Bardon. Actually, they're both them three are here. Well, an unexpected coincidence, Your Majesty. No guards with you today. Don't worry, I'm not tattletale. I myself just left a meeting going over how the provincial governments are doing. We convene from the new year. Yes, be busy these days. I assume you're pretty busy these days. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. But the job is on reward, knowing that what good it does for the town. And I'm pleased to report at head of the provincial lords, it's nothing but good news reaching my ears. Better relations between towns has employment up on overall welfare too. Each town has specialities and wisdom to offer, and we will combine our heads. There's no problem we can't solve. I just feel so blessed to be part of it. I don't make my blunders when I first stepped into the government role, but I'm happy to share my feelings so others don't repeat my mistakes. That brings me back. And that really brings me back. I know I was trying to do too much on my own back then, and I got a bit over serious. Of course, some lords are like I was once. I would rather manage things at their sole discretion that leaves things to the people. And yes, taking every matter to public opinion can be laborious with all the proceedings and disputes. Still changing our lives with our own hands makes the process worth the trouble. And choosing a king of our own has all the inspiration we need for change. I like the world that we build in. Katharina.
Oh well, if it isn't the big man himself, good timing, mate. I'm just going back into town myself.
Long time no see. No time no see, Katharina.
Ain't it been? I've been out travelling since I took the reins on the Seekers Recon team. Hard to believe it's been half a year. And crazy doesn't begin to describe what's beyond the sea. The sights, the magic, everything's so fantastic. I'm already itching to get back out there. Well, I'm not especially keen on dodging the bloody cannonballs when my ships gets too close. Lots of tension out there, but what country isn't a little tense? Everything from costumes to the way they think is so different, my head spins. Makes all the tribal bickering seem right dull, if I can speak my mind. But these countries changing for the better. I'm glad I turned over the throne to you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh, come on. I'm just roasting you. And we knocked heads. I knew I could trust you in making the lives of us pirates better than they was. All my cohort have found jobs, and some of them have even picked up new skills from being out at sea so long. But don't you worry your kingly head. I'll have it all whipped up in a pot for ya. Do something proper kingish with it, yeah?
Thank you. Stroll!
Hey.
Look at you. Oh, skulking about the city again, are we? which is to say, Huckleberry's on the hunt. A classic game of cat and mouse. Though who is which, I dare not to say. It's been a year since you ascended the throne, but it's like you hardly changed.
Saying the same to you, of you. You haven't changed much either, Straw.
That's Lord or General Straw, Your Majesty. I'll never get used to such titles. I really should take a page from Juna's book. She has a gift from delegating, like she was born to do so. Not that I can talk. I actually came up for a bit of a breather myself.
So,
You know, I see now that even those at the top have their struggles. Other too clearly. A journalist's duties feel overwhelming at times. With our lives hanging in the balance, I recognize the weight of every decision I make. I do find satisfaction in protecting those lives. Remember our first meeting back at the recruitment center? A fallen noble with nothing to my name, and you a struggling elder traveler. Back then, my only goal was getting ahead. People were a little more than an afterthought. If I hadn't met you, I'd have never realized the truth about my fortune, my father's intentions, and I certainly would have saved the aliens. Oh, seeing the joy of their faces to you. I think I've said it before, but again, thank you.
Give yourself some credit. You need to give yourself some credit, Stroll.
I would still owe any credit I could take to you for showing me the way. They live stable, peaceful lives thanks to you. You have a whole country on your shoulders now. The road ahead will be full of challenges we can't possibly foresee. But show me the way, and I'll blaze the trail. Now and always, it's my role as a warrior to be the vanguard.
That's right.
Our titles may have changed, but I like to think our friendship is steadfast as ever. Don't hesitate to rely on me, now and always.
Of course. That's why I always keep doing this.
So I'm actually gonna save here. Not sure who else I'll be missing.
Alright then.
If there's anybody else, well, not gonna stop. But Maria's here. I think we've heard all we can from people. Should we head to Maria, where Maria is? I mean, I wish there's more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is he?
So?
Might as go to Maria.
Being here sure brings back memories. You remember how we came here looking for Maria before the tournament for the throne? She was crying back then, though. Yes, she was.
Right.
Yeah, I remember. This country turned around since then, no doubt about it. I'm sure there will always be differences of opinion, but your ideas are really coming to fruition now. I can feel it. That reminds me, what's up with the book you're carrying around now? Is that the one you've been working on yourself? I'm excited to see what kind of fantasy you can conjure up. But maybe that's not even a word of it. After all, if you're the one putting it in ink, that means you're going to make it a reality someday. Now then, Your Majesty, shall we get going?
Hold on. Okay. I hope the footage goes okay. Overbuilt, look at that. How you doing, Maria?
Oh, hello there. Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
Is our country any better now? Am I keeping my promise?
Am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes, you beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
It's a joy to see kids like her smile.
The future changes slowly, and the burden of the momentum will fall on their shoulders one day.
Don't worry. I'll try to do my part with what I've got. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to your Majesty's and Papa's dream.
This is where I ought to be. A side of myself I ought to show. The path is never clear.
I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
You make a trusty advisor.
Yes, I expect great things, my trusty advisor.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh. Thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there. Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Could have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
Oh, so we still have humans around. There should be less, right?
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
He's right. The capital can be a bit of a bubble, but there will always be more to do and learn beyond its walls.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. Well, I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit? Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day. But we're in this together. We believe in you. Everyone's so supportive.
Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons, eh? Can't believe we actually survived it.
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
Nor I. Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer. Life is full of surprises.
Right.
I resolve to believe in my ideas no matter what may come even back then. Even if the world is slow to change, a king's belief can never waver.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
And not long after, the new year dawned.
Can we get some confirmation of Queen? Never mind.
A journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I will have to
There's
see.
more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are the king.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I don't care to be kingly.
I don't care to be kingly. That's less important than doing what I need to do.
You're not even concerned? Can't you take this a little more seriously?
Ever the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magler and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
In the most faraway future begins with the belief that I can be realized. So I'll press onward. That's the best I can do.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the bally court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all. And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog. Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so you've no plans to stop our little adventure, eh?
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
I'm glad, but...
I'm glad to hear that, but will that be all right?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
My friends and allies, I believe, as I do, to support the greatest treasure I could have.
Still, this early into the new year? 'Tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, but it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? We'll just have to lead by example.
Thank you.
Thank you. All of you. Let's be off.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation? That timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
Ah, you're welcome.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow! Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the Scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
A new adventure awaits. And there we have it. Meta for ReFantazio. Let's lower a little bit of the volume here. An absolute what an adventure. I'm very happy of this project that they've done. It's definitely been a unique experience being part of it. We're talking about this has been the same people who done the Persona franchise. I really like the narrative. That's one thing I do gotta say. I understand why this game was purely nominated to be Game of the Year. In terms of gameplay, the gameplay has been very unique, even though it still remains on the JRPG aspect. But to be, I think mainly the story of this game is absolutely phenomenal. The plot twist and that kind of stuff. Obviously there been you guys talking on towards how this game could be connected to Persona. It can be. I mean, it has definitely been touching certain elements of Persona in terms of, you know, that last moment with Morse and like, well, show you reality and the other world. And he said like this is between the way he said it is like a velvet room. Like between mind and matter, and this is like between reality and fantasy, something like that. I hope the footage is doing okay. Otherwise, I'll have to do extra work on it. It's definitely gonna suck. But yeah, this is definitely a huge marking. I would definitely say this is closely as a Persona 6 to me. It is not, but at the same time, it is. Like I said, this game has some Persona element. Specific of the summoner. Again, maybe it's Atlas being cute about it. Towards being be cute with their own games. How literally you got the Persona Master, which is more like Master, because Persona is actually in Latin of mask. So it's kind of cute, playing around with those words of their own game. Or you got Devil Summoner, another Shin Megami Tensei name onto it. Soul Hacker, same as. It's kind of cute that they've done that. But as his own identity, looking at it as his own identity is actually a really good game. I really have enjoyed it from beginning through end. A really unique experience. Something I would definitely would have replayed in my own. And yeah. Though again, I like the new uniforms, to be specifically honest. I hope they don't scratch that off. I really would like to have oh, you be in the game, now you have these extra costumes you can use on New Game Plus. If that's the case, I'll be like, yes, fuck yeah. And again, I would have liked to see Mama. I would like to see Mommy. I saw Papa, but I'd never seen Mommy. Definitely. I think one of my favorite plot twists, it's gotta be Luis is an Elder. I hope that heard right. Like I said, I liked how the plot twist was that the character that you're supposed to be fighting off against during the whole story has been none other the same tribe as you. I really like that plot twist. And the plot twist, obviously, getting along in the end, that Moore is none other the king. I had that intuition in the very beginning. It's like, who is Moore? It's like, what are we getting at? Where's the possible connection that Moore could be? It's like, okay, the king got you in here, but looking at you, and then obviously, I think the moment as I looked at the painting back in the Elder home, that's when I realized that's gotta be Moore. Moore is literally the king, and obviously the bomb drop that he is the king, then literally is just yes, this has to be. And obviously the fairy that we came across is the mother, our mother. And obviously she does says in the end that she had to do that in order to shape fate for us. I actually really like it as well. Though it is a shame that we won't be able to see Mommy's full form. Dang. I wish, but that's okay. So I think I'm gonna let the credits roll for a bit, and obviously I'll give my final verdict at the end because I'm not sure what else is along the way.
Dear guest, from a world I shall never know.
Oh.
In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction.
Hope everything is okay on this. God dang it, what's my footage being so weird?
However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality I hope the promise of our world echoes in you with all my heart. I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
Yeah.
A new journey now beckons. In days of Eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown, that can change everything. Without a doubt, you will face all sorts of trials ahead. But carry onward with all your heart. Onward, fearless, into a world unknown.
Fantasy lives on. Coronation of the King. By saving your clear data, certain things can transfer over as is to a new game. You can transfer current owned items with some exceptions. Money, mag, royal virtues, scanned enemies, memorandum, archetype status, and total play time. Of course. That should look different when you look at that. So there. So obviously what I'm gonna do is possibly do because I've been a whole lot of a session here, and I know for a fact that I'm possibly going to cover this in 2 episodes. You guys knows this, but I don't, because I'm in a middle of recording session. So the only persons who knows what happens here is me of the future editing these videos, and obviously then of you guys. But obviously at this turning point, all I'm going to do is say my opinions towards this, and obviously the future me, upon doing all this, was more likely gonna go through the memorandum, because there's some few things in memorandum just to get my head clear on some few other specific stuff. So we might possibly go with that afterwards. But my overall opinions with this game, I'm actually really satisfied of how this game gone through it. It definitely is a unique experience compared to Persona, what I normally because after all, I'm comparing this with Persona because it's not the director is none other than himself who has done Persona, and obviously the team in Atlas doing a specific game like this. And obviously being such a success, I'm more inclined to see where this story, if there is more planned in the future, I'm more than happy to go through it. Just gonna go through the intro cutscene. I wish that was not the case. Let me have the background. No, stop it. Stop it. So yeah, after all, you guys want to know what's my overall rating of this game. I would definitely say a hard 9 out of 10. Like I said, I always rate my games like this. I know I've been constantly with games of those ratings. I just generally enjoy them. I've been, I'm hand-picking games, and obviously the ones I like enjoy more, I just put them in the same bag. I don't have overall like this is better than this one. I just feel like all games I played are great. So I say this game. I would say would I recommend this game? I would definitely do so. I think the only things I kind of could say, but I think just literally just little minimal stuff. Who knows? Would be. I wouldn't say the XP because I guess that's kind of solved at the end. At the Tyrant Star. And I'm happy how I've gone through it. And I'm happy that I've gone through every single archetype at max level. Obviously, like I said, I don't cover my games to New Game Plus. I think that's more my own time. If I ever feel like continuing, I could always pick off from where I left off and that kind of stuff. Would I able to play it again? Of course I will. Now, obviously, this is something that I with Persona have never done, nor I specifically done. I will do here, which is obviously once you beat the new game, obviously New Game Plus, you have extra content that where the original playthrough didn't have. You guys told me there is a specific dragon that you can face in the New Game Plus, which obviously I am not going to cover because I'm going to assume is the assistant, the Velvet Room assistant's equivalent for this game. I'm not going to go do that and showcase it with you guys unless you guys want to. This one of my possible future doings that I like to do is do those secret bosses. They tend to be really, really hard and you got to think through it and see what the rule specifications of that fight could be. But yeah, I don't think I will be covering that. Now, I have heard there is a potential DLC in the making for this game. If there is, I'm up for it. I really am excited what they can bring. If it's going through the main story again, or having some few missions, maybe that kind of stuff, I highly hope that could be the case. I would like how it would be like what they did with Persona 3 Reload. Give me like story progression, like maybe to the new world to see what else out there or that kind of stuff. Because trust me, getting back again towards the location is it's a whole lot more work towards it. What I do like, but I still don't, I think it's gonna be with the bonding system. I like that you can just go through them, but I feel like I dislike that it's less, because I guess maybe this giving you the whole time, I don't know, I just kind of feel weird that literally I'm so used to getting so in the limits, like okay, I can't believe I managed to do everything. I literally had time to spare. Like literally the last day I even considered to sleep because I couldn't do anything else. By the way, like I said, those are like my minor things. It doesn't really impact greatly towards the game. Like I said, I really enjoy playing the game. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave you guys to the future me and let me do the ending with the rest of the memorandum and see how I close off the series. So yeah, guys, I'll see you in a second. So hey guys, me in the future here. Obviously, back here, just mainly for the remaining memorandum. I don't think I will cover everything, so I might just go a little bit on top of it because there's a lot of. Maybe specific nature, maybe. I mean, like I said, I've not been keeping in track on many of the stuff here during the game because I think I was more emphasized on already kind of getting it, majority of the stuff through the main story, and maybe just getting a little bit more insight because I can see like the truth of, and it seems to be this more into it to what they may be referring to. I mean, the truth of other things that I can see, even towards culture. So let's go each one of them. So, truth of fairies. First, are intellect life forms that originated separate from the 8 tribes split off from humankind. Unlike regular people, fairies are magical beings whose lives are dependent on magic itself. History says they were discovered alongside the establishment of magic in the old world. However, some theorize that fairies may have existed since ancient times, and that discovering magic was only the catalyst to seeing them for the first time. Fairies do not have surnames. It is said that the reason for this is because they have little concept of ownership over things such as land or property. And those who have formed communities do not feel the need to distinguish lineage or family names, though it seems they have a faint awareness of family and generational ties. It is not clearly understood if fairies have the same concept of reproduction, as do they not have fixed lifespans. I see. Truth of dragons. Dragons are colossal weapons born from the transcendental magic technology of the old world. Though dragons have the appearance of a monster, they are not living creatures, but a special magical tool, a collection of magic controlled by what are now called divine relics, used in great numbers during the War of Destruction. They wrought unimaginable destruction as they leveled entire cities and nations, so were never able to complete their orders, leaving them to roam the battlefields long after their handlers have passed. They continue to prowl about today, posing a threat to all those living within their proximity. Typical examples of such cases are the dragon found in the Nord mines, and Song the Icebound, a former subject of study at the Mage Academy. I see. Truth of humans. The giant outburst of magic heralding the War of Destruction and melancholized much of old world humankind to become what the world known as humans today. Some vestiges of their humanity are evidence in the various body parts that resemble modern people. Human biology is irregular. Some are capable of reproduction. Others are capable of living hundreds of years. The particulars are beyond modern understanding. Okay. I'm actually interested in the tooth monsters. Homotenta, a variety of human resembling a tooth, but many overlook the fact that they are humans because they lack any remotely threatening features. Upon closer examination, some even find them cute, and fondly refer to them as wisdom teeth, as they often share intriguing bits of knowledge. Others say they can feel their morals throb when they defeat them. There is conjecture that they may be part of a larger giant human, but details of their biology are scant. I see. Let's see. Yeah, nothing too much there. The golden beetle, especially insect covered in magma, goes in the golden hue. Yeah, nothing too major here. Okay, so it's the Song the Icebound. The ice-clad dragon kept at the Royal Mage Academy and the core of many of its research projects. The Mage Academy itself was built in a remote mountain area primarily to study this being known as Sogn, one of the most powerful dragons known to man. Just as with the dragon Et, it can be pacified and contained with its corresponding divine relic. However, the invading monks, overzealous and ignorant to its nature, sought to destroy it in the course of their attack on academia, driving Song to blind, insatiate rage. Its ensuing rampage claimed many lives on both sides. Until, you know. Alright, so Man-Eater's Grotto. Stop it to read those. I'm not gonna read through these. They're a little bit knowledge, and I think they kind of left it kind of obvious a little bit. It's nice to see, I guess, but again, I don't think I will be going through each one of them unless, you know, I can always stop read these, and I'll definitely, you know, elaborate maybe in the future, or maybe there's a metaphor too, or in fact, there's even a possible DLC coming in shortly, so that could be potential coming back to this game. So just on the DLC name, I guess. So yeah. Monolith. Yeah, I guess in the game also kind of explains it very clearly. Again, go ahead and stop to read these. Because I think when you go to places, they already kind of tell in of itself, unless, you know, there's something artificial about it. I guess it's more like knowing the place. Alright, the truth of magic. A technique that uses magma particles to intervene in the laws of physics and cause phenomena that would not occur in a natural state. Since magma is linked to one's mind, magic can, in theory, be used to control nature by the power of will alone with enough training. Magic was discovered before the War of Destruction and became the driving force behind the breakthroughs of civilization, ushering in a golden age. However, magic is also the embodiment of the weakness, violence, and deep-seated fear of the mind, ultimately becoming the weaponized downfall of humanity in history's most notorious war. Aha. That was the truth of Magla. Unique particles discovered toward the end of the Old World. One of the smallest components that make up creation. There is a strong correlation to cognition and the psyche. I see. It's definitely giving me the same sort of, I guess, view. I'm not gonna say this is like Persona, but it's also it's a real thing if you kind of look deep into it. And Persona uses this specifically, and this game also it kind of does that, but it makes you what it makes me so interested about it is that you physically see it. Like you see the magma flow and all that kind of stuff, so it kind of takes it from there. Its properties were studied in a technique, and a technique was discovered that used the workings of the mind to interfere with the physical world, leading to the creation of magic. However, it is theorized that many practice is empirically long before it was classified as science. The term mag comes from the word magla, and in the old world, mag was simply its unit of measurement. However, laymen do not grasp its true meaning, as the characters used to write it have changed, to say nothing of the existence of the old world being repressed knowledge. Huh. Louise Dark Arts. A horrific Magic Louise used against Phantom. This would be the moment, you know, revealing us to the entire world about, you know, I'm being a human, but you realize, you know, he did that just to create a diversion, all that kind of stuff. To lower, you know, oh, I'm tired. What the fuck? Yeah, so basically at the moment, you know, create a diversion in order to lower our ranks. Presumed to function by forcibly circulating overwhelming magma through a person's body, artificially causing extreme melancholisation and turning the person into a monster. Self-evidently impossible without deep knowledge of buried truth, such as Magla's nature and the origin of man's. It provides a glimpse into Louis' true origin and the world he envisions among the others. I don't have everything though. I feel like I'm missing something. Possibly, I mean, still though. The truth of melancholisation. Magma particles are produced by feelings of anxiety, and when fear or oppression become excessively strong, unconscious feelings of hostility and the desire to eliminate the source of those feelings are transmitted into magma, triggering an unintentional outburst of magic which can go rampant. Melancholisation is when creatures and surrounding objects undergo an irregular transformation due to its magical outburst. Although it is thought that severe melancholisation that alters even the physical appearance of a subject could not occur outside wartime in present-day peace. There are actually increasing cases of melancholisation outside of people-occupied lands. It is unclear what is causing these unusual occurrences, as though the kingdom has been plagued with years-long anxiety. I wonder if we get out, like we actually get to venture off outside the kingdom. The truth of magic igniters. Igniters assist with the most difficult part of using magic, the process of accurately imagining the phenomenon one wishes to bring about. An igniter substitutes imagination with a formula in its circuits, making magic easier. This technology was created in the old world, where people who had already discovered magic used igniters to amplify the power. Igniters and the technologies that created them were lost in the aftermath of the War of Destruction, and became forbidden as a result. But as people began to seek magic again over time, igniters were rediscovered and used in quite the opposite way they had originally been intended. Those in power disseminated them with the falsehood that they were a requirement for the use of magic, in an effort to prevent magic from becoming the destructive force it once was. Their collar-like form is a symbol of this. I don't think I need to check on the Skyrunners nor the Corodrius. So it's interesting, I guess, in itself. Divine relics. Let's take a look about that. An ancient relics with a power similar to igniters. They're passed down within indigenous communities with distinct religions beliefs apart from sanctism. According to the Crown Theocracy, they are called divine relics because they are treasured as religious objects representing the ancient divinity. But Juna says the truth is hardly so simple. And now we have the truth. Originally highly advanced magic igniters, they were created with old world technology before the War of Destruction, rediscovered and passed down until the present. Each has various different functions, though a majority were created as dangerous weapons of war. Their capabilities and perils have hardly begun to be rediscovered, and many are treated in accordance with local superstition. Let's see. The truth of the royal scepter. A divine relic in the form of a scepter, outstandingly powerful even among other relics of the old world, has the extraordinary power to absorb magma from the masses and store that magma in large quantities, and is capable of unleashing magic equal in destructive power to natural disasters. The first king of Eternia realized that its power to absorb magma from others was, in effect, the power to force people to forget their anxieties. To ensure that ruinous wars like the War of Destruction would never happen again, generations of kings made it their duty to ground their influence throughout the entire kingdom. Their wish was granted and the kingdom enjoyed a long peace. But that peace came at a heavy price, robbing people of the inward strength to face their own anxieties themselves. Now, the time has come for the kingdom to settle its long-standing debt. Okay, so now we've read through royal magic of the previous king, and the protection. So I have the protection and dueling. It was discovered that there is an exception to the protective magic that prohibits the forceful elimination on top-ranking candidate. Okay, yeah. This is when, the only way to make that the royal magic wouldn't be that strict is to ask someone a duel. And I'm tired. Protection rescinded. Dracodios, which has the power to break through the royal protective magic, was obtained by the top-ranking candidate, Louise. With this development, the former king realized that the protective magic no longer served a purpose and lifted it altogether. As a result, it has become possible to use force in the fight for the throne. Though Louise is no longer protected, it is necessary to remember that Phantom isn't either. Exactly. King's Servant. A device that works in conjunction with the royal scepter, a cane-like divine relic that is used to invoke the king's magic. Though the cane portion is widely known to the public, the royal scepter was originally a single divine relic wherein this device and the cane were combined as one. The royal scepter's power is far greater than other magic igniters and divine relics because it has the ability to collect magma, anxiety, from the entire kingdom's populace. The portion that collects magma is the king's servant. The cane portion can be thought of it as a tool which functions as the activation key. The terminals have been installed in the royal palace since its construction, but because the king's magic has only been used a few times in the kingdom's several hundred year history, a large majority of people outside a small fraction of the highly informed consider them to be nothing more than expensive statues and do not know that they are actually parts of a divine relic. These statues have long been referred to as the king's servants in the royal court, and there is a legend about them that has taken root. If the king but wings his scepter, they will all open their eyes at once to protect him. These dragon statues have a simple angular U-shaped design, much like the ones depicted on the kingdom's flag. I see. Already know a little bit of Drago Dios. The true power of Drago Dios. The enshrine, your first will. Okay. This Frost Scepter. I think we already kind of know this. Okay, the Holy Grail. Yeah, that's one thing. A divine relic resembling a chalice brought by Fordham himself as an offering for Saint's Day. Accessible item instantly recognizable from a distance. It does not seem intended to be held in the hand as a normal cup would be. An inscription on the base reads, "A terrible and forbidden chalice which deceives the human heart to rule and control them." Who could say what this means? I wonder. The truth of archetypes. A fundamental process in magic is invocation, the precise envisioning of a phenomenon that brings into the being. Realizing an archetype is a highly advanced version of this technique, requiring an even greater process of clarity of a greater number of phenomena, but this alone is insufficient. Fully manifesting an archetype requires the user to give vivid form to their intention, a depiction of their ideals, and distilled representation of their own desire, their own will, to change the world. There is no higher form of magic. To invoke such magic distills the physical self into a magical existence, a super being capable of handling these phenomena with ease. However, it is impossible to fully contemplate the extremely complex notion of character through imagination alone. To fully comprehend that character requires discovering it from the real world. The psyche of man is multi-faceted, and one must truly acknowledge and accept that even within the selves exists an unconscious aspect of their mind. It is thus more accurate to say that the power is a result of heroic virtue and revolutionary spirit that awakens within a person undergoing adversity, rather than to call it a skill gained through disciplined training. The truth of academia. More study was magically created within the fantasy novel that Phantom carries. It would be more accurate to say that the Academia was created from the former king himself, with more at its core, as opposed to more acting as the creator. The eccentric interior is thought to be based on the former king's research center at the Major Academy. The truth of the cursed formula. Yeah, we kind of know that as well. Skybound Avatar. History. Nah, like I said, you guys should pause and read this. It may be interesting. Like I said, because I show you guys this doesn't mean I don't read them. Because upon editing, I'll already read them. So yeah. Like I said, you pause here. Those has 2, that kind of stuff. Hope I've not missed any of the other ones. Like I said, Like I said, there's a lot that I didn't go over. Which go back there so you guys can read it. Go through this quickly. So yeah. Again, if you guys know anything particular that I may be overlooking, do keep in mind to tell me that either the description or my Discord down in the description below. To take a look and obviously tell me what exactly the game could have told me, all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some sort of, you know, memorandum, but I think that's because of New Game Plus, maybe. So that will be something I'll be looking at my own time. So yeah. At least it says Shinjuku. And Yellow Sanctum. Toward Insolence. The Annex War. Okay, the truth of the Prince's Salt. We kind of already know that as well. We know the truth of it. Priapus Riots. Truth about Priapus Riots. Fall of the Mage Academy. The Old World. The War of Destruction. And now the people. We kind of know, you know, all this. Need to try Glamours. I'm actually interested in reading this one. From the perspective of other tribes, the Nido tribe's true facial features and psyche are akin to that of a small child. This causes the tribes difficulty as they are not taken seriously in their original forms. As a result, members of the Nido tribe begin training when they reach the age of discretion to transform their appearance in such a way that they are not misunderstood by other tribes. This magic of transformation is a form of magic, but their magic abilities are only so extensive as to adjust their perceived age of their original form, without having to rely on devices such as magic igniters. To transform, they look at others and mimic their appearance as if performing. This is a special trait of the Nido tribe unique to them. However, their transformation is meaningless if it is easily undone in the presence of others. Therefore, as a general rule, once members of the Nido tribe leave their homes, they kept their true appearance hidden from the whole world, from the whole life, not even revealing it to others of their own tribe. In some ways, this dooms them to a life of solitude in which all their relationships are predicated by a lie. There we go. Not many Indians are eccentric. Not many Indians are eccentric is particularly due to this determination they hide within themselves. The Mastari third eye. Actually, I'm curious about this. A third eye on their forehead of the Mastari tribe. While their two opposing eyes see plainly, like other tribes, the third eye can perceive Magla as shapes and colors, rather than the usual vague sensory suggestions. However, sensitivity varies from person to person. While some can perceive it only faintly, there are others, such as Yufa, who can see the flow of Magla very clearly. Notably, the pupil of the third eye does not move as the other two do, as it does not see in the same way. The third eye's lid remains in a perpetual half-open state, unless forced open with conscious effort. Huh. Okay, yeah, we know this. Come on, guidance of the voice. That was none other than our mother. And I'm Phantom first. The The young king who earns the people's trust and ascends to the throne after meeting the lofty requirement of the magic set in place by the previous king, Hylodeus V. Though oddly enough, the rightful heir to the crown, he vows having become king by the people's will and not his lineage. He was not coronated as Hylodeus VI, choosing instead to start a new era of kings as Phantom the First. Once a fond reader of this father's fantasy novel that convinced him that the country depicted therein was a utopia, Phantom eventually eschewed the past as its lost glories and choose to embark instead on a path of a better king, having achieved uniting the people in the kingdom's recovery from turmoil only a year after his coronation. His true worth as a leader will be put to the test as he moves into the second year of his reign. The current is United Kingdom, a place where people of different lands and cultures live together. In order to be king whose face is known to them, it may be time for him to set out once again as a traveler, a book that would tell his own story clutched in hand. Sweet. We know that. Bonds unfettered. I guess this kind of already tells, like I said, something that we've been, been told during the entirety of the game. Again, you could just pause these, read them for yourself. So yeah. That's awesome. Mysterious voice. Yeah, there we go. Mysterious voice guiding Phantom upon awakening to the power of archetypes until his eventual revival as the prince. The voice belongs to the late queen of the Elder tribe, who used magic to transfer her soul into Gallica on the day the ancient Elden Sanctum was set ablaze. In other words, Phantom's mother. Kings, the 6 partisans, we know that. Again, I don't think I need to go through each one of them. In terms of culture, unless it's something else that I'm interested here reading. Again, there's still a lot. But anyways, I think that's overall I wanted to cover. The most important part, which is over to the end. I'm going to suggest that after, if I do end up playing New Game Plus on my own time, I would possibly get the rest of the memorandum. Because I know for a fact there's still, some, because of the certain extra content because of New Game Plus, but that's basically optional. But yeah, I think I can now officially conclude the end of Metaphor. I know that has taken us far too long. Again, this was not easy to do. Again, I am sort of busy in my own life. Can't put that as an excuse, but either way, I try to do my best on getting this done. Obviously, I've been doing the other series, as consistently as I can. I could have started a new series, but I wanted to finish Metaphor before doing that. And obviously, I can finally conclude the end of Metaphor. I had a blast going through this. It's definitely one of the most unique experiences as a new IP, and I'm not sure. I think I did say this in the past. And I can definitely say this 100% for sure, is that I know I can see this having a potential connection to mainly Shin Megami Tensei or Persona, but I still see its own independence of being, This is an established universe just for metaphor. And I don't think the creators had in mind to do like, oh, this could actually be, you know, set in the same, you know, universe or a separate timeline that ended being a bad ending. This is how we got. It could have been all that. You guys are so OC want me to play Shin Megami Tensei 5 for that. Again, I'm off for playing that. It will be after, so no worries about it. But all I can see is that they use certain things, similar things, as, you know, when Moore said the academia, it was like, everything's just a fantasy. This is what you see is the true world and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, the specific wording of how he described the place, it's definitely interesting. But either way, like I said, I'm giving this overall 9 out of 10. Like I said many times, I rate my games to 9 out of 9. As my meaning to 9 out of 10. All my games that I played are not perfect. I have enjoyed a lot, and that's why I placed 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 means for me is a really, 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 really good game, like I rated the previous ones. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Leave a like, subscribe, and renew, and I'll definitely see you guys on YouTube next time. So yeah, this has been Metaphor. Until a potential DLC confirmation. But until then, peace out.